Okay, so this is the first video for linear programming, and I've got four different equations to work with. So my first one is my y equals mx plus c type graph. My second one is a y equals. My third one is an x equals. And my fourth one is this mixed type. Okay, so of course I can put the top one and the second one and the third one, if I know how to do it, on my graphics calculator. My last one I can't put into my graphics calculator without rearranging, and that algebraically may be too much. So there's a different way I can find that equation. We will, of course, do another video about how to enter these into your calculator and rearrange, but that will be a different video later. Okay, so let's look at the first one, and I'm actually going to do my y equals 2 graph second. Y equals and then a number is always a horizontal line. So that is a horizontal line that goes through 2. Same thought process is with my x equals 1 line, and that is a vertical line that goes through 1. And the reason why that works is because if I find all the different sets of coordinates on my line for x equals 1, every single one of them has an x value of 1. Same with my y equals 2 line. Every single point on this line has a y equals 2 value. So my y coordinate is always 2. Okay, so those are my first two lines drawn. My third line that I'm going to choose to draw is going to be this one. And so I'm going to highlight my two parts of my equation that matter. My first part is the gradient, and it's the number in front of the x. So it's the coefficient of x, and that tells me how quickly my graph goes up. My y-intercept is the number at the end. So just by looking at this equation, I know that this graph crosses my y-axis at 2, at minus 2, and for every one square I go across, my gradient is I go up 3. So I go across 1, up 3. Across 1, up 3. So therefore I've managed to draw 3 points. If I have 3 points, I can draw the graph. And there you go, there's my line. The last little bit got a little bit out of shape, but you get the idea. Remember, I'm doing this freehand, not with a ruler. So that's my graph for that part of my equation. So now I just need to do this. And this is the bit that's a bit different. So if I notice, I've got an equation involving x and y on one side of the equation. If I make x equal to 0, then that first part of my equation becomes 0 as well. So I end up with 2y equals 12. So y equals 6. So when x is 0, y is 6. That's a coordinate. X is 0, y is 6. If y equals 0, then this part of my equation becomes 0. So I get 3x equals 12. So my equation becomes x equals 4. So when y equals 0, x equals 4. And there you go. I've got 2 points that I can join up with a line. Remember, my line doesn't stop just because my graphs, I've gone through my points. So there's my graph.